Hi everyone. This is part 2 in our Doodle Jump series for Learn to Code. In this video, we'll be going over how to create our little guy, so our little character. So create a few folders just to keep things clean. We'll have our scene, which is the scene that you saw in the first video, but I created a new scene that we're looking at now. We can actually go ahead and file, save scene, and call it new scene, or whatever you want to call it. Hit save. Now I got my new scene. In art, I just have a square and scripts. This is going to be a script heavy project. So one other folder I would like to see here is just go ahead and create a prefabs folder. And actually, I would prefer if all of these are capitalized. There. Now I like it. Okay, so let's go ahead. We're going to create our character. So we're going to create an empty object in the screen. We're going to call him Doodle. And right now he's nothing. So we need him to be something. So let's go ahead and we're going to add a sprite renderer so that we can actually see something. So go to your art folder, create new sprites, and why don't we try a hexagon? So we'll create a hexagon. All right, and that's going to be our doodle jumper. And we'll call him hexagon. So there he is. And he shouldn't be able to do anything right now. It's fine. You can go ahead and give him any color you want. So why don't we make him, maybe the doodle jump guy is bluish. Give him like a bluish color. All right. And really you want to replace him with a real drawing at the end. So right now if we hit play, nothing's going to happen because there's nothing attached. So what we need him to do, and we're going to collapse these, is add a box collider 2D because we want him to be able to collide with things. And we want to add a rigid body 2D. Get very familiar with these two tools. They're going to be your lifeline in the future. They create basically everything. So now if I hit play, he should fall. And there he goes. Okay, so now we want to make him be able to move back and forth. So for that, we're going to want to create a script, create C# script, and we can call this player movement. And my player movement script doesn't do anything right now, but let's add it to our scripts right there. Let's add it to our character in the inspector, and now let's open it. Oops. Oh, there it is. All right, so now we have character movement, we have player movement, and player movement is empty. So let's get started. So we need a few things for player movement. We want to have a public float speed, and give it a basic value of like 5 or 4. All right, and we want to be able to have him do things. So this one's actually pretty easy, the first one. So what we want to do is we want to access the input tool and grab the horizontal axis. So basically if you hit left and right on a controller or any sort of input, Unity is able to know if that's a horizontal or vertical axis, and you'll be able to get a 1 or -1 value from that. Well, 1 to -1, 0 is a value too, but that would mean it's not moving at all. So let's say float get x equals, let's not call it get x, let's just call it x, equals input dot get axis. We could get axis raw. Now let's just get the axis horizontal. All right. And from there, we want to say, and we really don't need a start because nothing's going to be initialized here. So we could just do this. And what we want to do is now say, oh, actually we do. What am I doing? We have to access the rigid body to our character. So we want to say private rigid body 2D, my rigid, well, let's just do rigid body 2D lowercase, and then we want to grab a hold of it equals get component. So we want to use the get component tool on our object to grab the rigid body 2D on the object, the game object, and we hit save just to be safe. And now we could say rigid body 2D. For some reason it doesn't like it. Oh, for some reason it's not auto-completing. See if I had a mild change. So then we're going to say rigid body 2D is equal to, and we want to go get the velocity, and we want to change the velocity and say new vector 2. So a vector 2 is an x and a y, and we want to change the x. So it will be x times speed, and then we just want to keep whatever the rigid body 2D was on the y. So we'll say, you know, it doesn't really like that right now, that name. Say my RB for whatever reason it doesn't want to autocomplete it. Dot velocity dot y, and hit save. Go back to our player. See that he should now go to the inspector. See right here he has a movement of 4. Let's turn off the gravity. Well, let's just make it kinematic right now so he doesn't fall. And you can see that he moves back and forth with left and right. All right? Okay. So in the next video, we'll be creating a platform and going from there. See you in the next video.